We're gonna check this out. I want to show this off to the podcast world because this thing's pretty sweet. So, is this working? I think it is. All right, I need to get better at knowing when this is gonna work.
Yeah, and my first experience of doing live, if it doesn't go completely fucking perfect, you're gonna hear about it.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It's the first time you've ever done it. You've never done it before. We're still gonna bitch at you about it.
Nah, I think my listeners are pretty nice. They're pretty chill about things.
Listeners are pool players, right?
Yeah, right. But they're the nice ones.
Yeah.
You want to come over?
First time I've ever done it.
You want to come over here and describe your pool cue case?
Oh, does that mean I'm gonna be on camera? Not really.
Well, you don't have to be on camera, but you're going to be anyways. This is Jim Dugan, everybody. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm not more attractive. So, so this is a
It's true.
4x8 made by JB. It's a special design that they had on their website that I spotted and had to have immediately. There's only one person at the company that knows how to make them, so good luck getting them to order it. After I ordered this one, they actually took the design off of their website.
It's awesome.
And what's special about it is you can see the MOLLE up front on the front of the pockets, the MOLLE attachment points, but this also has a MOLLE face, so I can pull the pockets off and replace them with any other pocket that I come up with. And everybody makes MOLLE attached pockets. You can get them on Amazon, you can get any size you want, you can get a ridiculous amount of MOLLE pockets, and this thing can accept any of them, as well as put a MOLLE pocket on top. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Had to have it as soon as I saw the design. Their time right now, what they tell people, like 6 to 8 weeks on the, this took like 12 because there's only one person at the company that knows.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what, and other than that, it's just your standard JB.
And of course it's a JB, so we love JVs at Cue It Up.
Whereas this one just fits standard.
Need that.
Absolutely.
Although not.
Well, it's really a small table. You're not bridging. Then you.
It's pretty snazzy. So, I guess at this point we will do the point of the video. I just had to give him a shout out because that looked like a really sweet case, and I wanted to have him show it off. And plus, it's JB, so we love JB at Cue It Up. So we're, like I said in the previous video, if you were watching that one too, this is going to be an 8-ball pattern run out video where I try to give you all of my thought processes when trying to break and run a rack. So let's see if I can actually do it so I don't sound like an idiot. I'll probably miss a ball or hang myself or hook myself, but we'll try the ghost method. If I need to, I guess. Let's just see if we can make a ball. That'd be even better. So, okay, we made a ball. All's good in the world. Ooh, we made the 8-ball too. Neato. I almost never make the 8-ball. Now I have photo evidence that I can make the 8-ball from time to time. So, let us grab my cue and we'll spot up this 8-ball. And now we can start looking at all things this table. And so I'll have to move the camera around. Hopefully this works. So let's start looking at this table. Of course I made the 8-ball, which comes back up, but I also, it looks like it made one stripe. So if you watched the video I did the other day, what you make more of on the break means almost exactly nothing. Unless, you know, you made 4 or something like that and the other 3 are wide open. That might be beneficial. But if that's not the case, which it's not here, even if it is, it still doesn't necessarily mean anything. But it's just important to find out what we made of each. So now let's look for trouble balls. Well, this 12-ball right here is in a little bit of trouble because it does not go to this pocket. It does not go to this pocket. And the 8-ball really blocks to this pocket, and it's not easy to get onto anywhere in here so that you could play it into this side pocket. So the 12-ball is really tough. The 10-ball is also really tough because you have to get to basically here or here to be able to make this ball. So now for solids. This 6 ball is a bit of a problem because it does not go to this pocket, and it only goes from over here, basically, and it doesn't go to this side pocket because the 9 ball, and it doesn't go to this side pocket because the 10 ball basically blocks it. So it has to be played in this pocket up here, or in this pocket right down here. Hopefully I'm moving my head in the right way so the camera moves along with it. It's on my head, so. But the 6 ball is the only problem. This 12 ball is just as bad as a problem as the 12 ball, or the 6 ball. And the 5 ball is even here, so that if you shoot it into this pocket down here, you can kind of just use the tangent line to naturally come over and bump the 6 ball over into here, and then it's not a problem at all. So the solids are definitely to take so staying in line is in a pretty good spot. It goes from most parts of the table, especially over in here, and then over in here, or down in here. So this is the table where I don't really worry much about the 8 ball until a little bit later on in the rack. And that's because there's a lot of variables that are going to change along the way, especially with what happens with this 5 and 6 ball. So I don't usually hold myself to where I'm going to make the 8 ball when there's a bunch of pockets that are available and it's easy to make it. So now it's just a matter of getting started. This 3 ball and this 7 ball are both, and the 4 ball, are all basically hangers. So those are the balls that we want to keep around in case we get in trouble. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this 2 ball. Because it's not one of those 3 balls, and I'm preserving my backup balls in case I need them. I get a little out of line, something like that, and I still have the opportunity to easily get out of trouble. So I'm going to shoot this 2 ball and try to come up somewhere in here so that I could shoot this 5 ball so I can get onto this 6 ball immediately. You could also try to break the 6 ball right now, but the reason why I wouldn't break the 6 ball right now, let's say I come back on this line. I'm pushing the 6 ball then on this line. So yes, I'm pushing it maybe into freedom, maybe right here so that it goes into this pocket, or maybe it'll go down here into this pocket. But if I push it right into the 9 ball, I'm not pushing it to where it's gonna be safe. If I break it with a 5 ball, I'm gonna be breaking it this way, so over into this area, and that's all good here. You can't break it into a bad spot over here because everywhere is safe. If you break it this way, towards me, you're pushing it into danger. So you have to get lucky to either stop it for this window right here, or for it to maybe come in and maybe make the 9, but that's not something, you don't want to try to rely on luck when you're breaking the balls if you don't have to. So we're going to shoot this 2 ball and try to come back somewhere on this line so that we could try to get the shot on this 5 ball immediately to break the 6 ball open while we still have a bunch of hangers to help ourselves out. So let's start with that shot. So this shot's just going to be a high left stroke. And I came back and I have now a dead straight in angle on this 5 ball, pretty much. So what are our options? Well, the 6 ball doesn't go if we draw it back a little bit. So we don't want to mess with that. So what I'm going to suggest is to keep this 5 ball here, because that ultimately at the end of the day is going to be our saving grace. That's what we want to have. So instead, I'm going to switch to one of my hangers to try to get myself back into line to be able to work with this 5 ball. I'm not giving up the best ball I have available to break it out. So if I shoot the 6 ball, I can come around 2 rails to here, out, and try to even get onto this 1 ball. I don't want to leave this 1 ball behind ideally, because it is kind of tough to get onto. Basically I have to get into here, or I have to get into right here. So at this point in time, I'm going to try to get onto this 1 ball. I'm going to go rail, or 4 ball, rail, this rail, up into here, somewhere around in here. So that is going to be my shot. And I went just a little long because I didn't want to be on this rail, but it's probably going to be okay, because if you look at the angle that I'm working with, the natural angle to come out is somewhere in here, probably somewhere in here, which means potentially I could even get up into this 11 ball, so coming to this rail and to this rail. And if I hit this 11 ball, my cue ball is going to end up right about in here, which is the exact angle I want on this 5 ball to move the 6 ball. So that is actually what I'm going to try to do, is I'm going to try to hit just a little bit harder, maybe try to get the cue ball to right here, so that if I go a little bit long, it's okay still, I still have the angle, but if I end up way long, that's not what I want. So I want to hit just to about somewhere in here as far as the speed. So let's shoot that shot. and I didn't quite get there as far as speed. So now we're starting to get into the point where a lot of runouts start going haywire. And what I mean by that is we are 3 shots in and we're still not very good on this 10 ball. But luckily, because we saved our hangers on the good side of the table, we can kind of do something a little bit crazy here. And what that crazy is just make the 5 ball and follow it forward into the 10 ball, pushing the 10 ball maybe down into here. That opens up the 6 ball to this pocket. And we can do that extremely safely because no matter what, we're gonna have a shot on this 3 ball probably. And if we get up to the point where we can't, which we can't get to this point, but let's say we could, we still have this 7 ball hanger. So that's why we always wanna leave hangers to give ourselves opportunities to get back in line. So I'm gonna shoot this shot and try to just bump the 10 ball forward, maybe 4 inches, 5 inches, something like that. And now the 6 ball goes perfectly fine. So now we no longer have a problem. There's no longer any problem balls on this table. And we have a hanger to be able to basically do whatever we want to do. So now we actually start playing patterns. Now we actually try to do something really concrete. We try to actually play positioning for balls. So I am going to make the argument that drifting up into here, somewhere into here, is the safest bet. Because if I hit it really soft and I end up, let's say right here, I still have this 7 ball as an easy shot right here. And if I go long, let's say somewhere into here, I still have a pretty, a pretty makeable shot on this 6 ball to this pocket right here. And if I go really long, see up in here, I have a pretty makeable shot on the 6 ball over to this corner pocket. They're not ideal, and so I don't want to have to shoot them. But basically anywhere from here to here and here to here is good. So that is a total of, 6 feet that I can basically land this cue ball just about, and I'm okay the entire time. I ideally am trying to stop right here because I want the 6 ball next, because then I could just basically stop shot and drift the 7 ball down into here. So I have the 8 ball into the side. Or I could drift the cue ball over to this rail so that I have the 8 ball in this corner. And that kind of depends on exactly where I get and what I feel comfortable with on the shot. So I'm going to hit this with basically just a stop shot, because that means that the cut is going to be here. And anytime you hit a stop shot, your cue ball comes off on the exact tangent. So the tangent line for this shot is about right there. So the cue ball is going to come off on this angle, which means it's going to be coming off this on this angle. So this is about a stop shot, maybe a tiny bit of draw, but mostly just a stop shot. And so I wanted it right here. I got it to right here. But this is why we have options. This is why we play the shot that I did. So now I can play the 7 ball in the corner and still drift the cue ball off this rail over into here. But I have this back angle on the 6 ball to just drift the cue ball up in here. This is what the game of 8 ball is mostly about, is managing mistakes. So and we have this angle that we wanted. So now we just drift the cue ball up into here, and we should have ourselves a break and run. On cue. Fun. So let's do one more rack where I try to speed it up just a little bit. And this is not going to be a video on using your different Englishes or anything like that. If anybody wants me to do a video like that in the future, I can do that as well. But this is going to be the expectation that you are have a pretty solid foundation on how to use English, what it is, all that good stuff. But yes, basically this is not a video on English. This is a video on just playing positions and patterns. So let's try one more rack, and let's grab the breech. And we made the 11 ball. So we made one stripe, look for problem balls, 3, 7 problem ball, 4 balls a problem ball, 8 balls a problem ball. The 14 and 12 are kind of problem balls. This is actually a pretty bad break. Even the 10 ball is a little bit of a problem. But The reason the stripes are the right balls to play here is because this 9 ball right here. As long as that 9 ball's here, it's blocking 1, 2, 3 balls. The 4 ball's blocked by the 8 ball, so that's not really a big deal. And even the 14 and the 12 kind of block this 2 ball and kind of make that one a little bit of a problem. So we're gonna be taking stripes here, and now it's just a matter of how do we want to play our pattern. Well, 13 ball is a pretty tough shot, but it does offer a bit of a breakout opportunity, but so does this 10 ball. And it's a little bit more of a controlled breakout because you can kind of control your speed a little bit more. Well, now I actually got to think about this. The 15 ball, it's cuttable. It's not a shot that we want to shoot. Yes, our shot here is going to be the 10 ball, and it's going to be cut to this side pocket, and it's going to drift naturally into this 2 ball to move the 12 ball and hopefully even break out maybe the 8 ball. So that's going to be our shot. And I think the camera's been off. I think I got to move it like this more. Maybe I got to, and maybe I should check the comments because it's possible that people are telling me I'm doing things stupidly. I don't know. I'll check that later. Well, regardless, I guess. I'll just hope that this is right. So, we'll start with the 10 ball. And so we dealt with 2 of our problem balls. We dealt with the 14 ball and we dealt with the 12 ball. They're both now out in the open. Problem ball still, 8 ball. That's gonna be a problem, but we might be able to deal with that with this very next shot on the 14 ball. But we don't want to do that because this is going to offer a really good breakout ball later on. This is going to offer a lot better of a breakout ball later on if we can get 9 ball, cue ball up and somewhere into here. So we can use it to go off of this rail and come back. So while some shots offer a breakout opportunity, by leaving them there, you might have a better breakout opportunity later on in the rack. So we're gonna avoid taking it right now and hope that later on we get a better opportunity. So we're just gonna shoot the 15 ball, kind of kick the can down the road for a little while. And now we're gonna take the 13 ball. We're gonna come out 2 rails, come up into here. So now we have to really start playing positioning, because unfortunately we're just gonna have to rely on getting a good roll off of breaking this 8 ball, but it should offer for a pretty safe breakout with that 4 ball there. It should just kind of go off this 4 ball and come over into here. So we need to get good on these last 2 balls. So let's find out the alley that we need to hit to be able to make this 9 ball. Basically right here on this rail is exactly where we need to be to get onto this 8 ball. So that's the shot that we're going to try and shoot. We're going to try and come over to here, and we're going to try and get as close to freezing onto this rail as possible. And we're right where we needed to be. So now we're going to take the cue ball into this rail, and come up into here, somewhere in this area right here. So we have a good cut, a good thin cut on the 14 ball to be able to use to get onto the 8 ball. And I hit that really good. Really, really, really good. And by really good, I mean really bad. So now this is where you get in trouble. Obviously the run out is pretty much done at this point. I can thin cut the 14 ball into the corner, and that's what I'm gonna have to try to do because it's desperate at this point. And I'll hit it with right hand spin so I can try to come off this way and break out the 8 ball if I do. So let's try it. And I hit the nipple. So obviously you can't run them all. You're gonna make mistakes. And the mistake that I made right there was basically not getting onto the 8 ball a little bit sooner. So I don't know, let's shoot out solids really quickly and speed pool. We still need to deal with the 4 ball, so we're gonna do that probably with the 7 ball. So let's just get started. And now we're gonna send the 5 into this corner, bring the cue ball off this rail, and try to come into the stack to try to move the 8 ball to try to open it up right away. And if you notice, I didn't hit that very hard because I didn't need to hit it very hard. It doesn't take a lot of separation to make it so that ball goes. So that's why I didn't hit it very hard. No reason to hit it harder than you need to. You might just end up tying something else up. So now it's just a matter of connecting the dots at this point. And just for fun. Oh, that actually might have went 4 times. Yay! And because you can never leave a ball left hanging. And that's fun 8-ball pool. Yay! So, coronavirus makes it tough. You're probably not going to get to practice nearly as much as you'd like to, if at all, during this hiatus, and that makes my head really itchy. But things that you can look for, you can apply the things that I talked about here to things that you could potentially do in the future while watching any sort of match via Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. Look for the things that I talked about today and things that can help your game when reading runouts. 8-ball runouts particularly. So I'm here at the ballroom in Portage, Wisconsin, and I have a match with Mike Taylor coming up. We're going to do a race to 17 for just a little bit of money, for basically just for funsies. So it's going to be being played on the big table here. I've been playing on a bar box because bar boxes, I don't know, it helps when it's a little bit more clustered. But here's the big table we're going to be playing on. It is going to be streamed live, both there, and I'll probably do something with my camera. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I might just strap it onto my head and play the match. That might be fun, and maybe I'll do that right now. There's a rack here. Maybe I will just run or try to run out a set of 10-ball on the big table. And I should say that by far my worst game is 10-ball. I'm not very good at 10-ball, but we're going to try it anyways. So 3-ball to the side after this. And then 4-ball to the corner. I'm going to play positioning right between the 5 and the 6-ball. And I will try to draw the cue ball off of this ball in between the 5 and the 8. 5-ball goes into the corner and to the side pocket. So I'm going to try to grab my chalk. I'm going to try and get in between the 5 and the 8 ball, probably right around in here, but I'm not going to be afraid to overdraw it. I'm just going to be afraid to underdraw it, because overdrawing doesn't hurt me. Underdrawing does. And I missed the ball. It's a hard game. Let's just say it went. Yay, I made it. Just basically a stop shot, drifting over. Oh, I missed that ball too. Why are big tables so hard, Jim?
They're really not.
Oh, they're so tough. Oh, I'm hooked now.
Getting some good footage of that camera on your head, though.
Yeah, it's probably some fun stuff, isn't it?
It's pretty awesome.
It's really uncomfortable.
Not everybody can get away with that look, but on you.
You can't say stuff like that when I'm about to... I'm like halfway through my shot and I just start laughing. I get that back. That doesn't count. I don't think this is what I had, but whatever. Oh, I missed it. Bummer.
Came closer when you were laughing.
I know. Hard game. Oh, this is not fun. Let's try from here. This is why I don't play big table. Oh, and even when I make a shot, I scratch. Bummer. Now I'm just embarrassing myself. Live. I should what?
I said so much for being able
Yeah.
to put it in later.
Well, I could always remove it, you know. So that wasn't too bad. I only missed like what, 6 or 7 balls, maybe 8. You know, that's probably about average. Oh, I banked the balls really well. See, this is like Jennifer Beretta would have hit that center pocket, and I missed it by 2 diamonds. That's how bad of a banker I am. I made it. Okay, now I'm definitely done. Okay, now I just got to figure out how to do this. Okay, I think it's